So remember when I said this? Count Dankula, if you're married, let me know. Yeah, one simple Google search. So, as I've been saying in the last few videos, I've been having a lot of back trouble. And today I finally got the phone call from the neurosurgeon's office, and I talked to him on the 15th about whether or not I need surgery or not, and I hope I don't want it, but if I need it, I need it. There's no way around it. But I figured I'd just give a little bit of an update on where my head's been at the last little while. I ran out of painkillers, so if the joke at the beginning of the video is me pulling a Roseanne Barr and blaming it on Ambien, I wasn't taking Ambien. Yeah, the painkillers made me really loopy, and I'm finished taking them for now, but I'm in a lot of pain. So if you see me moving around, then it's just me trying to get comfortable. The pain is chronic, but I like a little spicy joke at my expense. So anyways, I was gonna talk about something that I heard at the pot shop the other day. I got into an argument with somebody. Next video, I will talk about it, but what I want to talk to you about relates to it. So, show don't tell, but I'm not willing to show yet. What it is I've talked about mental health a lot on this channel. You know, Pokemon, my DMs are still open, but regardless, you got to dig down real deep to figure out how much pain you're in and how much pain somebody else is in. It's kind of hard to do when you're in that state of mind, though. What's been going on? When I got out of the emergency about a month ago, well, over a month ago now, it's already March, and I was in pain management for 5 days in January. 5 days in January. Finally shaved the beard. Anyways, today I got the phone call today that I talked to a surgeon on the 15th. Still too far away from me, but I'll get there. I am going to, in the meantime, get some more painkillers because I need them. When I don't need them, I'll give them back. So anyways, going away from my back for the most part. If I'm moving around, I'm just not in a comfortable position. The pain is chronic, but I can try my best to get past it. What I was going to talk about was that person that I got into an argument with at the pot shop, and it was about video games. And I was arguing with this person. She seemed to believe that, you know, Like fucking Jack Thompson, that idiot lawyer that advocated for fucking video games to be regulated. I assume we already got the ESRB on their asses, so regardless, Jack Thompson, I followed him for a while, and his whole spiel about video games causing gun violence is truly unfounded. He's an educated man. He had to be if he went into for the bar, studied law, and then came out of it with a career, which is now into the ether. He still thinks he can practice law, not having a license, but that's aside the point. Here's where my stance is about video games causing violence. It doesn't. It truly does not cause gun violence or any type of violence. Regardless of what the perpetrator said, they acted on their own volition. Like, who knows how long they've been planning it. Maybe they were planning it, or it was instinctual. Regardless, I sympathize for victims of gun violence, such as school shootings and other, mass shootings, rampages. Another key figure on why parents have to bury their children. We all know where I stand on that. I don't have to repeat myself every fucking video, but I digress. Because I said it again. I can't find any peach Fago, so sorry. But going back to my point, sometimes it's planned, sometimes it's instinctual. As I said, the plans that, or so-called plans that some of these school shooters have, or mass shooters, or rampage killers, or whatnot, you don't know what goes on in people's heads, like, especially when person has any type of mental illness. Doesn't matter if it's schizophrenia, bipolar, or BPD. They don't cause gun violence. I don't know how to explain it, but I gotta explain it somehow. Like, I managed to do it with the Pokimane video where I said that her little speech on Twitter was bullshit, based on the fact that she's trying to draw heat away from herself, but realistically she's just bringing it in. But whatever, it is what it is. That comparison was true to my speech. I'm trying to figure out the words that are true to my speech here. I've had thoughts of self-deletion, and I've also had thoughts of hurting somebody, but at the same time, I'm one of those people that have always said I will never be somebody else's trauma. I've had thoughts of self-deletion. I've had thoughts of hurting somebody. It doesn't matter if it's to maim or kill them. We've always had those thoughts. We've all had them. Don't act like you never did. Do not act like you never did. Because why do you get into fights on a school ground? Why do you get into verbal altercations at work or on the playground? There are other things. I can't believe I gotta say this out loud, but I think the biggest problem with these type of incidents is they have had thoughts of hurting children. These people have had thoughts of what to do to children, and it's degrading to think about. I'm not going to lie. It's very degrading to think about because if I was a dad, like I would always have that constant fear, like just based on who I am, I would have that constant fear where, my child is getting hurt at school, whether it's by the teachers or the kids or somebody else with a. Fortunately, that's the best way I can describe that. You just do not know who has that idea in their head and why. I wouldn't do it. I just admitted a few minutes ago that I've had thoughts of hurting somebody, but at the same time, I have based my life as a mental health advocate into keeping the saying in my head, I do not want to be somebody else's trauma. Another one is mental illness takes a lot of people, and it's not going to take me. I get really upset when somebody tells me that a school shooter is made from video games. Like, I'll get into the story of where this is coming from. I was at the pot shop. I grabbed what I grabbed. I don't remember what I grabbed that day I was there. Obviously, at a pot shop. But anyways, I was listening in. That's my ADHD for you. I listen into every person's conversation. Doesn't matter if it's around me or 20 feet away. But that's probably why I started this YouTube channel in the process. Who knows? Anyways, I just listen in. And it's not by choice, believe it or not. So anyways, listening in, and they always say, mind your own business. And that's what I do. I mind my own business. If I'm listening in, it's probably, okay, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm picking up tools that I could use to help myself, whether it's mental health or otherwise. But in any case, she was talking about her daughter who was addicted to the tablet, like playing video games on a tablet. Speaking of which, that Alberta father that claimed, or he went to the media about spending thousands of dollars on a free only game. Why did you leave your credit card on the fucking tablet? That's my question. And why are you going to the fucking media about it? Because it's fucking dumb and hypocritical of you to allow your daughter to constantly play a video game. My parents, when I was younger, same thing. You know, if I wanted to play a video game, I had to finish my homework. If I wanted to play a video game, I had to finish my chores. If I had to play a video game, there had to be electricity on in the fucking house. Regardless, I have gotten to the point where I will get defensive whenever I hear something like that. But anyways, back to the story. Back to the story. This lady talked about how her daughter was constantly playing. What did she say it was? Fuck, my mom plays it. I can't remember. Not Candy Crush. Candy Crush is past that point. Or past its prime. Optimus Prime. But I can't remember. I'm not even going to bother repeating it because it was a conversation I had 2 days ago, and it's one of those things where I like to forget it. So anyways, she was complaining about that, and I figured, okay, whatever. She's just bitching for the sake of bitching. It's not uncommon you hear somebody yell on the street. But in any case, then she told the bud tender that, she's going to become a school shooter the way she's going. And I'm like, what? Like, what? You just did not say that, especially in front of me. So I waited. I just said, fuck it. It's probably something I'm just offended by. No big deal. She's her own person. I'm her own person. Then she has the nerve to bring it up again. Fucking, it's video games that are the reason for pew, pew, pew school shooters. Gloves are off. I'm sorry. Anyways, before I get into it, intermission. Got a little bit of Keef in that, Mother Fura. Nicholas Sturgeon. Oh, man. I just felt that. Ow. So anyways. That was a lot of bud. Anyways, to what I said. I think you're fucked in the head. I literally said that out loud. I literally think you're fucked in the head. She responds back. Excuse me? Typical response whenever you cuss out a woman that's older than moi. But anyways, she says, excuse me, and I said, you're fucked in the head. Because video games, regardless of how you feel, what happened to different situations such as school shootings, your accusation that video games causes gun violence is very unfounded. And she's like, and you have a solution to how I should get my daughter to stop playing video games? I said, I got one simple solution. It doesn't turn her into another Eric bullshit or a Dylan Cly bitch. Sorry, I had to bring the edge on that one. But There's one simple solution to help get your daughter to stop playing those video games, especially when she has to do homework, or especially when she has to do chores, or if she has to eat, you know, exercise, other school activities. And she's like, what? What do I do to get my daughter to stop playing those video games? Easiest solution in the world. Turn off the Wi-Fi. She turned bright red and she fucking walked that other way. You know, I'm sorry. I had to. It's one of those things I had to do. Like the Pokemon video. That was something I don't want to see. Somebody like her, a Twitch streamer, say that she makes more money than I would make in my entire lifetime. Number one, you do not know that. And number two, you're not a professional wrestler. I'm still holding her hostage on that regard. Because, like I said in the video, I'm not going to explain it again. Fucking heels draw heat for the match to make the babyface look good. And make the promotion look good. You know, a lot of... That's the way with professional wrestlers, you know. But I'm not saying it again. I'm not saying it again. Like, if I ever find fucking Peach Fago here in Regina, Saskatchewan, let me know down in the comments. Like, seriously, let me know. Because I thought of one place, but unfortunately, because of my back and my limited mobility, I'm stuck. You know, like I'll get back to where I am. I will. You know, as Arnie would say, stop being such a pussy. That was probably the most cheesiest fucking Arnold I've ever done. Get to the chopper. Yeah. No. You know, people like Jack Thompson, people like that woman. You know, people like Pokemon, for that matter. You know, they have no idea what they have. And had. Just like me. I don't know what I have. Or had. So I try not to take my shit for granted. You know, like especially the cigar smoking and the weed smoking and the beer drinking. You know, some people get mad at me about being on the sauce, but you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm mad at a bunch of other people for the same thing, but then again, it's stuff that I don't let get to me. And when I mean let get to me, it'll bother me for 1 second and then I'll forget about it. Depending on where it is in my mind, into the ether it goes. If it's nothing I'm gonna win, is what I'm getting at. But you know, I think two people that, not the people I mentioned, but the two people that are responsible for me making this video is, believe it or not, Boogie and of all people, Rusty Cage, because I've I've been trying to get this off my mind for 2 whole days. Like 2 whole days. And the only reason why I feel comfortable talking about it now is because I have literally seen the stupidity of other people. Gun violence and video games. You know, there is no connection between the two, and there never will be. That's the way it is. You know, they can fucking say it's a school shooter is a gamer all she fucking well wants. Well, I'm gonna tell you a personal story there, Sally. I can't play video games anymore. Me personally, I can't play video games anymore. Those who know me in real life know I was like I was the fucking masterpiece when it came to video games from Super Nintendo era all the way up to the PS3 era. Here's why I can't play video games anymore. I think I just turned 30, maybe around that time frame. I can't remember off the top of my head, time-wise, where everything is in my life. But I had a real bad concussion. And in the business, this is called foreshadowing. Dankula, I love you, buddy. Anyways, I had a real bad concussion. How I know it was a concussion? Several reasons. One, it knocked me out cold. According to the person close to me at the time, I was snoring. And next thing I know, I'm somewhere where I'm just like, whoa, where am I at? Okay, I know where I am, but I know where I need to be. So anyways, woke up. The two things that I noticed right off the get-go when I woke up was I was tasting copper, and my vision was just completely blurry. And then on top of that, I heard somebody call my name, and it sounded like a real loud echo. So anyways, what had happened was I went to the doctor, and the doctor referred me to the hospital. Went to the hospital. They did a CT scan on my head. They said, "Yeah, you have a real bad concussion. Your brain is literally touching the walls of your skull." How bad is that? And they said it was pretty bad. Potential brain bleed. I'm like, okay, I've had brain bleed before. I had it when I was 3 years old. Story for a different time. Anyways, I asked the specialist, will this affect me in the long term? And He said, well, with all the activities that and I'm an honest guy. I open up to everybody in the hospital. It doesn't matter if it's a nurse or a doctor. The more they know, the better they can diagnose. Whether it's the doctor who does it or the specialist, there's no difference. Anyways, I asked him he asked me what I did, and I told him, he said, I think that's done. I'm like, what do you mean that's done? I am diagnosing you with post-concussion syndrome because you are going to have a very difficult time coming up. And I'm like, what do you mean by difficult? I'm like, let's just say you're going to have a real rough time physically. Like, okay, I cannot heed those words. I just basically walked out and said, fuck it, I don't care. Anyways, progressively everything got worse for me. Like I was starting to get diagnosed with bipolar, anxiety, depression. Didn't know about the anxiety at the time. I suffered a real bad panic attack where I couldn't get out of my body. I couldn't move. I couldn't get up. I couldn't lift my head. I couldn't even blink. And I'm laying there scared. And I'm like thinking to myself, okay, you'll get past this. You'll get past this. And then slowly but surely, my vision started getting affected, and what had happened was I wound up in the hospital a few times. Mental health and physical stuff, doesn't matter what it was. And I think a year later I suffered another panic attack, and it was while I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5. And those who knew me knew when I play. I'm fucking active. I'm fucking competitive. I am just woo. Anyways, all of a sudden I felt this it felt like somebody was going like this to my head. Next thing you know, my vision gets blurry and all sound just turns off in my head. I'm like, put down the controller. Next thing you know, my hearing starts coming back, and then my vision starts coming back, and it almost. I remember calling one of my friends about that one time, and he's like, I think you suffered a seizure. I don't think so. Because if I suffered a seizure, wouldn't I not be able to pick up the phone and dial your number? He's like, yeah, but that's exactly what it sounds like. So I called the doctor. No seizure. But he said, be careful with the visual stuff, such as watching movies or video games, because the post-concussion syndrome. So anyways, that's why I don't play video games anymore. I played another time after that, same thing, exact same thing happened. just seized up. Vision went blurry. Sound off. Couldn't move. And I said, no more. I can't do this. It didn't matter how long I was playing. I could have been playing for 4 hours. It could have been 20 minutes. That's why I don't play video games anymore. And, those who doubt me, well, there is such thing as video game addiction. But I think I've ooh. Yeah, I don't like that time. I'm going to be working hard tonight. But in any case, yeah, that's my take on video games and gun violence. There's no comparison. There never will be. Even if fucking it was Stephen Hawking's that, God rest that guy, man, that made the comparison possible. Math doesn't solve everything. But anyways, I think I'm done. I'm done for now. I'll hopefully the next little while, like hopefully in the next couple weeks, I'll kind of show my entertainment side a little bit more. God knows I disappointed you all tonight. Just thinking about what I just said. Wow. But I'll put this out there because some things need to be said and some things need to be heard. But everything I say is based on opinion. I've never seen the comparison, scientific-wise or mathematical-wise or even mental health-wise. So, because as I've said, you've had those thoughts too, so don't say you never did. But anyways, that's it. Comment, share, subscribe. I do not want to say that because I don't like telling my viewers what to do. I just like giving advice. Anyways, time to smoke this bitch. I'll tell you one more story. It'll be a quick one. This hat I've had for a very long time. Don't remember where I got it. Probably from Jeff from Jade's. But one day I was at the pot shop and one guy asked me, is there such thing as acid cigars? Not realizing I was wearing my fucking hat. I said, no, it's just a cigar brand. Drew Estate. He's like, oh, okay. Fuck, that tripped me out. I was like, is there really such thing as fucking acid cigars? I love people. I really do. No matter how aggressive or calm you are, you guys are the best. Cheers.